Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second episode of MultiCloud Michael Presents Fun with MultiCloud. In this episode, I'll discuss one of the most overused terms in the industry today. Many folks use this term cloud, and they don't know what the cloud is. Besides understanding what is meant by the term cloud, one should understand the differences between public cloud, private cloud, hybrid cloud, and hybrid multi-cloud. Hopefully you find this as enjoyable as I. Should we get started? Take a few minutes to talk about how the cloud came about and why it has been so successful. The cloud is yet to reach an inflection point where the world embraces the concept of cloud 100%. Will we ever get there? Will the traditional data center go the way of the mainframe, or the dodo bird? Wait a minute, the mainframe is still around. I think only time will tell, but we're a long way away from the data center disappearing completely. The way we operate and run data centers has changed and will continue to change today. So how did AWS come about? How did it develop from an online bookseller into a dominant cloud provider and one of the most prominent influencers in the industry? Well, web scalers challenged the status quo of a trillion-dollar industry led by players like IBM, Oracle, HPE, Cisco, and Microsoft. The roots of AWS go back further than one might realize. Back in 2000 timeframe, when Amazon was still just an e-commerce company struggling with scale problems, those issues forced the company to build internal systems to deal with the growth, which laid the foundation for AWS. Most enterprise customers I speak with today are still struggling with scale problems. So cloud is not a destination, but that is definitely what most people think of when they hear the term. Cloud is more of an operating model of running your infrastructure and managing your workloads or applications. Cloud is an agile and dynamic environment where you can do self-service provisioning, automation, and other features. If you examine the research available, you'll see that over 80% of companies that have leaped into the public cloud are in the process of repatriating their workloads back to private clouds. And that's true for many reasons. The TCO ROI of the public cloud is not what most CFOs believe. And there have been several studies out there that cover this that we'll discuss in another episode. First off, let's define the cloud. The National Institute of Standards and Technology, NIST, says that the cloud infrastructure is provisioned for exclusive use by a single organization, compromising multiple consumers. It may be owned, managed, and operated by the organization, a third party, or some combination of them, and it may exist on or off premise. Now that we've cleared that up, let's talk about private cloud. A business can create, own, operate, and maintain its cloud. While there is more security in this format, most private cloud architectures struggle to meet the expectations set by the public clouds. The main reason why private clouds are falling short of this mark today is that organizations build them with considerable technical debt from the very beginning. This debt consists of older 3-tier architecture, great for what it does, but not designed to support the agility and resilience demanded by today's workloads. Not only does this infrastructure have its impact, but so does the technology silos that almost every organization has around the 3-tier architecture. Those two aspects alone make it very hard for most companies not started in the cloud to adopt the cloud model. I see this in most customers today. The public cloud is a service delivered through an independent third-party vendor. The big three, Amazon Web Services, AWS, Microsoft Azure, and Google Cloud Platform, GCP, are the most recognizable public clouds on the market today. Companies like these manage compute, storage, and the networking resources so that their customers can utilize them as needed. All of their customers share these resources. Thus, the question around security is always a consideration. Public clouds offer the agility, ease to use, dynamic environment, and pay-as-you-grow model that most companies desire in their private cloud. But here comes the catch. Companies are just now realizing that clouds, for starters, are very different from their current infrastructure. Not as secure, not performance focused, nor resilient as one might initially believe. Public clouds are not as easy to deploy and manage properly without hiring new cloud teams for each cloud vendor or retraining their existing staff. And finally, when CFOs see the monthly bill from the public cloud, wow, moving workloads back to on-prem or hybrid clouds is suddenly a new corporate mandate. Public clouds have many benefits if utilized appropriately. So public and private clouds have their pros and their cons. Why not have the best of both worlds? Hybrid clouds provide just that. As you've guessed, combination of public and private clouds. You get the benefits of both with a few of the cons. Having public and private clouds available for your workloads provides you the freedom to run them on-premise or in the cloud. You can choose the best one for that workload or for the business. Running the workload in the public cloud gives you more agility and the pay-as-you-go model, which is a good fit for elastic workloads. Workloads that require high performance or high availability are better suited for on-prem deployment. One additional factor that is key to controlling the OpEx in the cloud is understanding that if the workload requires run longevity, the cost of running on-premise is more cost-effective than in the cloud. The security and performance offered by the private cloud are also better than what public clouds can offer. I'll cover more pluses and minuses in another episode. Multi-cloud is a very straightforward concept. The customer utilizes more than one public cloud for any number of reasons. This is referred to as multi-cloud. Each public cloud offers PASS, SASS, and IASS services, but they're not standardized. This point is a real catch. Most customers don't understand the concept of cloud lock-in, which is a very real concept in today's market. You have to develop skill sets for each cloud. Thus, you end up with cloud silos. The final term to cover is the hybrid multi-cloud. Hybrid multi-cloud is where most enterprises envision themselves, an IT cloud team that can support multiple public clouds and their private cloud. The end game where enterprise customers benefit the most is deploying a hybrid multi-cloud OS in private and public clouds. This OS will not only make the private cloud infrastructure invisible, but will also make the public cloud infrastructure invisible. The number of resources an IT organization needs to support this is significantly less, and you have cloud-agnostic workloads. The hybrid multi-cloud OS allows you to run the workloads where they make the most sense for the business without requiring different skill sets. Thank you for watching this episode, and I hope you're looking forward to the next one. MultiCloud Michael, out.